Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. We are the Mile High Property Brothers. Today is super fun. Of course, we're partial.
Yep.
But in addition to being partial, there's just a scoreboard that just shows who's winning right now.
That's right.
And we're talking about Florida versus Colorado and why Colorado could be a better fit for you.
So the reason that we wanted to make this video specifically today was because in just the past 60 days, we've helped close 3 clients that were moving from Florida to Colorado. They're completely unrelated, from completely different places in Florida, but there obviously has been this big drive from Florida to our state.
You do. So not only do you have a big influx of a lot of folks that were deciding to go to Florida, and that's starting to change a little bit now, you've also got some folks that have been in Florida for a long time that are now starting to look at some other options, and Colorado tends to be one of the main ones that they look at. So today we're going to be covering our top 5 reasons, our top 5 points as to why Colorado might be a better fit for you.
That's right. Now, first off, we wanted to start with this point because this was one of the primary reasons that these 3 particular families mentioned why they were coming to Colorado. And all of them had just said that Florida is way too crowded.
Yes. So just giving you guys some numbers. I know Eli's a big number guy. I'm taking the numbers from him today. Florida is half the size of Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado's 2 times bigger than Florida.
Yet Florida has 22 something million people in it, and we have 5 million.
Yes, absolutely.
So we're twice the size, but we've got 1/3 the population. So even though we've been growing significantly, still not at a pace is what Florida has been growing to. So when it comes to the unincorporated areas that we have, when it comes to the new build and the master communities that are coming here to Colorado, not only are they great, not only is there a lot of incentive for you guys to be here, but you guys are gonna enjoy mountain life. And you guys still enjoy like the cities without being too far away from it, but yet still have the space that you guys are looking for.
It's true. And I know, Will and I went to Florida a couple times this past year for a variety of reasons. And I remember I was just Googling some stuff about Florida on the plane ride down there. And it was just so interesting to look at all the major cities that are around Florida. When you look at Tampa and Miami, and you got Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and they're all over the place.
Yeah.
Compared to Colorado, and you've got Denver in the metro area, and you've got Colorado Springs in the metro area, and then like the mountains.
Yep, and you've got like Fort Collins up north.
Yep.
But these are not major metropolitans like a Denver. You've got downtown Denver, and that's it. Fort Collins, Colorado Springs, like you've got some like downtown areas in those, but they're by no means a downtown like downtown Denver would be. But a lot of folks like Florida for those reasons, whatever it may be. We had a great time while we were there. But when it comes to just overall livability, whether it's just the space that you guys need or just a certain lifestyle, I don't know if you need more than just one major city to go enjoy.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Up to you.
It's kind of nice.
But hey, space is nice. Day to day, week to week, like everything you're doing with your family or just a peace and quiet that you guys would like to have while also still enjoying a major downtown city for the lifestyle and sports and all of that. Not a bad fit. All right, guys, now before we get to point number 2, I am going to remind you that we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado, and just as much as we love making these videos, we would love more help with those real estate needs.
Right.
So number that's popping up below. We are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if we can help you, we would love to. But with that being said, let's get into number 2, and it's a doozy.
It's right. Now moving to point number 2, let's talk about insurability and just the daily cost of living. Okay, specifically about the insurability, because that's the whole like insurance crisis is going on right now.
Well, you've got insurance that spiked like 900% in Florida.
That's a lot.
Not in all areas, but in a lot of those areas, right? So like, and there's a lot of, I don't know if I want to say conspiracy, that's probably the wrong word, but there's a lot of conversation right now around why they decided to do that politically. Are they picking on Florida? Are they trying to penalize people that are moving to Florida? Does that somehow affect votes or people's ability to live a certain way? I don't know. All we do know is insurance has jumped like 400%.
A ton. It's been a ton. And on top of that, all the major insurance providers are pulling out of Florida. So it's going to make it very, very difficult for a lot of people down there with the increasing cost of living based on how many people have moved to the state, in addition to just how hard it is to get property insurance on your home.
And the hard part about insurance, guys, is you never get that money back.
Yeah.
Right? So if you guys are paying on your mortgage, whether it's principal or the interest, even if the interest is a little bit higher, at least that's going toward the actual payoff of a loan. Insurance, that's just something that you guys are paying every year on the year, and it's reoccurring or it's getting worse, and there's no equity in that. You're not buying anything down. Like it is what it is every year. You're never getting that back.
Now, of course, insurance is higher down there because Florida is number 4 on the list of the states with the most natural disasters, obviously like hurricanes and flooding being the primary ones that are down there. But lately, Florida had just been getting their butt kicked as far as natural disasters. And that is one thing that Colorado does not have a ton of. We're gonna have some tornadoes on the eastern plains. This year, we did get a rare one that touched down in Highlands Ranch and caused some damage, but definitely no fatalities or major.
It broke a tree.
Yeah, it broke a tree down. That was
a tree.
The tree was all over.
It was like, hey, there's the tree that got hit. We're not even close to natural disasters when it comes to anything like that here in Colorado, guys. The biggest thing that we do get that significant is hail.
Yes.
But insurance covers that. That's under your regular premium, and it's pretty typical out here, but it doesn't raise insurance like in the way that we're speaking when it comes to Florida. And like, if you guys get away from the insurance speak when it comes to that, just a lot of the natural disasters creates a lot of inconvenience for folks that live down there, right? Like, regardless of whether insurance higher or whether they're going to cover it off the damage, like, it's the inconvenience as far as like you guys living down there and what that causes for you and your family.
Now, talking about weather a little bit more, going in a little more depth, one of the things we hear from a lot of people that are coming here is sort of like, hey, I've lived in Florida for 30 years, 20 years, like, and I just can't take the dang heat anymore, or I just can't take the humidity. And when we break down the average temperature of Colorado during the winters, because we all know that Colorado's like summers, they do get hot, but we'll average, in like the mid 80s during the summer. In the winter time, the average temperature for the entire winter is 45 degrees at a high. So like, don't get me wrong, it does get cold out here, especially when the sun goes down. It's gonna feel like winter. But when you're looking at a total average of 45 degrees, that's not bad.
And we have more sunny days in Florida. We've talked about it, guys. It's science.
It's science.
We have more sunny days in Florida, so even through the winter, you guys are having a lot. But it's also fun being able to experience 4 seasons within a state.
Yes.
And if there is a state to have 4 seasons in, I could be partial. I'm probably impartial, but it's nice to have it in Colorado. Reason being is, it snows and you get that nice winter feel, and then 2 days later, it's gone. So you get it, and it's a lot of fun, but then you don't have to put up with it all winter. It doesn't stay cold like that, but you still get a full winter where you feel like you're a part of it. If you want to go to the mountains and snowboard or ski or whatever it may be, like, you also have that as well. But you're just not stuck in any one season for too long. And like the summer, it starts getting hot toward mid and end of August, and we do get a week or two of where it can be like right at 100, maybe slightly over, but it's not that hot for that long before it starts coming back down into fall, back down to the 80s to 70s. So like, you're not stuck too long for any one season, right? Like I know some like Michigan and some other places, beautiful, but smack them, beautiful. But once it's winter out there, man, like that snow is there and it's staying and it gets real dirty and just not necessarily ideal for that. But Colorado, we have a great winter.
It's true, and the humidity is a factor as well. When I was comparing the two, Colorado versus Florida, as far as humidity, one of the reasons that it can be 98 here in Colorado and really not feel that terrible, like yes, it's physically hot, but it's very bearable. It's because we have an average humidity of under 50% here. It's generally around that like 40% mark for year-long average humidity in Colorado, whereas when you're looking in Florida, you guys are like in the 70s to 80s, which it's like double the humidity, which makes that same 98-degree day feel absolutely miserable when you're out there just sweltering in it.
Only thing to think of when it comes to that is if you guys are in the mountains and you're at actual high altitude, even if it's only 89, if you're at altitude in the mountains, there'll be a little bit sharper bite to that sun. You get burnt a little bit easier than you might think. So even though it doesn't necessarily feel as hot as it can with the humidity, you can still get burned a little bit more than you might think. So something to be aware of, but again, not that bad.
And moving to point number 5, Colorado has way less things that'll kill you. All right, now Florida.
Listen, unless you're being silly, I'm sure you guys can find a way to kill yourself.
That's true. Florida is number 3 as far as the most deaths per state caused by an animal, behind California and Texas. Texas was number 1, California was number 2.
California, those cougars will come out and get you.
I know, they will.
They will. They're hot on the trot and they're hot on the trail, and cougars will absolutely murder you in California. What the hell? Here in Colorado, yes, we have some mountain lions. Yes, we have some wildlife, just not to the extent of where it's becoming a danger and actually ranking for death by animal, right?
Yeah,
So,
and again, we do have snakes. If you're out like hiking the mountains on trails, you will. There are like rattlesnakes and stuff like that out there. You've kind of got to go out of your way to really get into some trouble. It's not like you're going to be out just enjoying your day and then you're getting mauled by an alligator or a shark or something along those lines.
all science aside, all funny stuff aside, hey, these are real things to consider. And like what a lot of folks just really started understanding was if Florida was a hot place play the last year or two, it's quickly starting to run out because it's just getting so overpopulated. It's turning into something that just people were not in it for. And that's what a lot of folks that are moving here are talking about is, hey, that was a great idea, but now that everybody's on it, kind of like that song on the radio that's like your favorite, but then they play it 12 times a day.
Too much, man, too much.
And it's like, oh man, they ruined a good thing. That might have happened with Florida. I know also infrastructure-wise, they're worried about plumbing down there and keeping up with the population and making sure that plumbing is still operable. Like, there's just a lot of things that go into the amount of influx that have happened down there, and people are starting to hit Colorado. Right now, the question would be, well, hey, is Colorado going to be too much of a good thing these next 2 years if people catch on to Colorado? Well, we're twice the size of Florida. And we're at 5 million and change versus 22 million people. So I guess we'd have to be at 40-something million people in Colorado.
It's a lot of people.
Before we get to where they're at right now.
It's a lot of people.
Guys, I don't know if we'll ever get there in Colorado. So come one, come all. There will still be space. There'll still be friendly faces. As a reminder, we are licensed brokers, not just friendly faces.
That's right.
Here in the state of Colorado. And just as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you with your real estate needs, whether it's coming from Florida or anywhere else. So that number that's popping up below, we are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if we can help you, we would love to. But with that being said, hey, cheers to the Dolphins. They're having a great season. You do have a head coach from Aurora, Colorado. Went to Smoky Hill High School. So we are contributing to Florida.
This is how I learn all my sports data.
Hey, so we're fans. We're fans.
There we go.
But if you guys have some trouble, if you guys are coming from anywhere else around the country, where maybe these attributes, whether it's correlates to Florida or not, if these 5 top reasons speak to you, we'd love to help you guys. But with that being said, you guys enjoy your weekend.
That's right.
We'll see you guys very soon.
See you guys.